emergency kit. Check your tires and let someone know where you're headed. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. Download WYDOT's 511 Road and Travel Information app at wyoroad.info. That's WYOROAD.info. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Have you been thinking about going to Central Wyoming College? Come check us out at Discover Day on February 28th. Come experience being a Rustler through campus tours, interactive group activities, and by visiting with students and instructors. You'll get a free lunch, and we'll be giving away scholarships, housing packages, and other prizes. Families are welcome too. During our parents session, we'll discuss every topic that Rustler parents should know and answer any questions you may have. Sign up today at cwc.edu/discover.
Good day, my lady.
Well met, my lord.
It has come to my attention that you have a proclamation for the people.
Indeed I do. Now tell me, Logan, do you want to be a star? Do you, kid? Do you want to be a star?
Gee willikers, Reese. Yes.
Well, do I have a proposition for you. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to come to the Central Wyoming College Film Auditions.
For what?
Auditions for short films being shot by the CWC directing and film production classes.
Why me?
Anyone and everyone who is interested in acting can come try out. Not just you, Logan.
When can I do this?
Thursday, February 22nd at CWC iTech 125, or February 27th at the Landerson. Auditions will be held from 3 to 8.
If I need any more information, who can I call?
Call Jeremy Nielsen at 855-2212 or email him at jeremy@cwc.edu.
Well, gee willikers, Reese. Thanks.
No problem, Logan. I look forward to seeing you at auditions.
Starting lineups for the Little Bighorn Rams. They, again, as I said, only had 6, and they only brought 5. Denazia Jeffers is a 5'5" freshman averaging 14 and 5 from Oklahoma City. Jael Burdenground is a 5'6" sophomore averaging 15 a game. She also averages 3 steals and 4 assists. She's out of Lodgegrass, Montana. Darylyn Brightwings, a 5'5" sophomore from Pryor, Montana. Charmaine Hill, a 5'7" sophomore from Lodgegrass. And Feather Mountain Sheep wears number 24. She is a 5'8" freshman from Hardin, Montana. That was quite this yell going on there as well. Starting lineups for the Lady Rustlers. A little bit different today. The sophomores getting the starts. Mariah Fabre, the 5'5" sophomore out of Midwest. And also number 15, the 5'11" sophomore out of West Valley City, Utah, Amanda Mitchell. Also out there, Riley Burmester, Palani Tarawa, and Braylee Crosman. Braylee, a 5'9" freshman out of Grantsville, Utah. Burmester, a 5'10" freshman out of Star Valley. Palani Tarawa, 5'11" freshman out of Orem, Utah. That's Star Valley, by the way, Star Valley, Wyoming. In case you're wondering.
Is there another one?
There might be. But Burmester will jump mid-circle. Central will gather it. Crossman first. She'll go down low to Tarawa. She'll fire Burmester wide open. Left side, Baker Glass good. And Central quickly out to a 2-0 lead in the first 10 seconds.
CWC will open in a man-to-man / person-to-person defense here. And I think when you've got 5 players, obviously you're going to be limited to what you can do defensively against CWC.
Jeffers will give it to Mountain Sheep. Back to Jeffers. Gets a pick from Burdenground. Jeffers going to step out for a long 3. Clangs off the iron and will be slapped out of bounds off of Charmaine Hill. It'll be Central basketball on the rebound. Obviously not going to see a press out of Little Bighorn with just 5 players. No subs whatsoever for Coach Jernell Kilsnight, as Tarawa will get free in the paint. She will not get that one to go. And the rebound pulled down by Feather Mountain Sheep.
Interesting call, the Lady Rams. A lot of teams have gone away from that Lady moniker with their nickname.
Jeffers working left side. She's working on Crosman. Gives it into the corner to Charmaine Hill. She'll gun it back up top to Burdenground. JL, she'll fire for 3 at the top. That one misses off the mark. Crosman, another rebound. 0 for 2 from the 3-point arc. Little Bighorn to start things off. Faber with it, left side to Amanda Mitchell, down to the baseline, Tarawa. She'll spin with a left hand, banking off glass, and in.
And I do believe I see Amanda Mitchell's folks across the way for this game.
8.5 left to play, first quarter. Jeffers guarded by Faber. Crossman has the task of taking on Burdenground, who is, Coach Schwartz mentioned in the pregame, one of the top scorers in the conference. Polani Tarawa, number 2 in the conference, by the way, in averaging per game in the conference play. Nice spin down the left side of the lane, off glass, good by Mountain Sheep. That'll be the and one variety, as they will get the foul on Central. And it's going to go against Riley Burmester, and that will be number 1 on Riley.
Interesting, too, they will not fill any lanes in the free throw here for Little Bighorn.
And 59% free throw shooter at the line gets that first and only.
Interesting, even with the shortage of players, they are playing a straight man-to-man defense.
Baseline.
Well, it looked like there was some help right there, and as a result, it found the open wrestler.
Crossman puts one in the nylon. 6-3 Central out in front. 7:45 left to play. Central won the first meeting 86-46 as Jeffers goes in the paint, missed it, and Faber comes away with the defensive board. Faber going to give up her dribble just across the stripe and found Crossman with it. High post, they'll go down instead to the low post, Tarawa. She'll dish to Burmester, might have traveled with it, but she'll lose it anyway, and then it'll be our first turnover of the ball game. Across the timeline, Mountain Sheep with it. Hands it up to Jeffers. She'll get a pick at the top. She'll peel it down the left side. And she'll reset and run back up to the top of the arc. Into the paint, Burdenground works on Crossman with a left hand. Off glass, no good. And then Faber battling in there for the rebound is going to be fouled. Mariah Faber, I wouldn't say working down in the trees, but Mariah not the tallest at 5'5", but Bighorn not real tall, with their tallest player being Mountain Sheep at 5'8".
But if you prorate her rebounds per height,
yeah,
I don't know if there's such a stat. She's got some of them. So
we'll work on that for next year.
Has a sister who plays for KC, by the way, this year.
They're going to throw another one away, and that'll be the second turnover on Central as Faber zigged and the pass zagged, and out of bounds it goes. Megan Cranebuell will check in for Riley Burmester.
Burmester had been fighting a cold for some time recently. I'm not sure if she's completely done with that or not.
Cranebuell, a 5'11 freshman out of Riverton, Utah. Give you a chance, says, boy, I thought Jeffers was going to hoist that. Maybe she tried to, and
maybe she should have.
I'm just going to give him a turnover on that one. I'm not sure if she shot that or then decided better, but Cranebuell ends up with it. She'll get it baseline the other side from Crossman, and Cranebuell with a bucket. And it is an 8-3 Central advantage, 6:22 left to play first quarter.
That's not as easy as it looks, because you're kind of doing a layup from about 5 feet away.
Right, on the run without a dribble in there.
I will say don't bring the ball down, and she certainly didn't.
Mountain Sheep to the baseline. She'll throw it out of bounds. They'll say touched by Central, however. And a timeout by Jernell Kilsnight.
And I bet they'll be very judicious in how they use their timeouts.
Well, and I thought it was kind of a nice sportsman-like move for Coach Schwartz to give them the media timeouts to let them rest as well. They'll get 3 additional timeouts per half and let the 5 of them rest.
It was nice of them, but it's also we beat them 86-46 the first time.
There is that true. Well, Northwest beat them 117-33 a week ago. So it's been...
Northwest just lost today, by the way, to Casper College, the top 2 teams in our region, by a score of 63-56.
Yep, we're keeping track.
CWC probably headed to either Northwest or Miles City, it looks like.
I'm thinking it's going to be Northwest now. Sheridan leading Gillette right now in women's ball 80-41. And then the other game I want to keep track of, they're in warm-ups right now, and that is Western Nebraska and Otero deciding the fate of where the men's tournament will be as Jeffers goes down the lane out of the inbound, missed it, and the rebound by Cranebuell.
Also, I think a close game going on at Western right now between Miles City and Western on the gals side of things.
Shot underneath, no good. Crossman, the rebound, put it up, that won't fall, and finally taken out of there by Mountain Sheep.
Game, I think that's at halftime, or else a lot of fans are lingering after the game.
8-3, driving the lane. Burden Ground missed it, got her own rebound with a left hand, fires it back up quickly and gets it to go.
Nice job finding some space there by kind of stretching out and shooting from the opposite side after having it missed at the first attempt.
She averages 15 and 7 rebounds per ball game. Tarawa for 3 at the top. Bury it. Kalani Tarawa for 3. 11-5 Central out in front. We're midway through the first quarter of basketball. Region 9 play from Rustler Gymnasium.
Interesting situation. The guys' team is here, and this is one of the few times that actually you get to see a full gals game, because typically they would be in the locker room for the second half of the girls' game.
Three-pointer no good. Tarawa the rebound as she'll gun it up ahead to Crosman. She'll fire 15 right side, falls off to the other side. Polani the rebound. Tarawa puts it back up and in.
Well, if I'm not going to get the assist, I get the basket over here.
Riverton leading Powell at half, 25-24 at RHS. The Wolverines up by 1 at the intermission. They went overtime at Powell when they played there, if you remember. Riverton came away with a W on that one. There's an offensive foul. No, a defensive foul coming as charging down the lane was Mountain Sheep. She'll go to the line, and the foul is going to be on Braylee Crossman. And a media timeout coming your way as Brenna Blazer going to check into the ball game. The other Riverton, Utah product making eye contact with us. And I guess that's a great lead-in. We do this during volleyball, but haven't done it during basketball much. But would love to let you chime in and tell us where you're tuned in from out there in radio and TV land.
Might have been better served on a double hitter.
radio@cwc.edu. That's an email. You can send it. It'll come straight to me here courtside. And give a shout-out to your favorite player. Let us know where you are watching and listening to Rustler basketball. It's radio@cwc.edu. And that is obviously all lowercase, radio@cwc.edu. Again, going to try to keep track of the Otero Western game. They will. That one will not be over by the time this one is, I'm guessing.
Will the gals game be played the same time as the guys game that same day?
Typically, yeah. Usually those are Friday games. I've talked with our athletic director, Steve Barlow. He says if we host, it will be on a Friday, which I believe is March 2nd. Yes, it will be Friday, March 2nd. If Central were to host, which we know the ladies are have to go on the road, but we know the guys are in position to most likely host. That free throw is no good by Mountain Sheep. That game will be on Friday, March 2nd.
And there are some teams that possibly could host both guys and gals, like Casper College, for example.
Mountain Sheep gets 1 out of 2 and cuts the lead to 13-7. Crossman, baseline Crane Buell, gives it to her former teammate Blazer. Back to Crane Buell, 17 on the baseline, no good. Crossman, though, will come away with the rebound. She'll fire a 3. Actually, it's Mitchell fires a 3. No good. Rebound by Crane Buell, and she'll put it back up and in. 2 boards and 4 points for Megan Crane Buell.
This is the type of game I wouldn't be surprised that Crane Buell could end up being your leading scorer in.
Her season high, by the way, is 10 points against the Utah Elite, is Megan Crane Buell. She has 4 right now. I'll talk more about some people setting different highs in a couple of games while we were gone. Well, not while we were gone, but while they were gone. Burden Ground has that ball knocked away from Mountain Sheep, but she'll gather it in the corner. 2 on the shot clock. She'll fire from 17. It misses everything. That'll be a shot clock violation. And there's 2 turnovers apiece. Alze Roberts scored 13 against Gillette. That was a new high for her.
And has played very well as of late, in my opinion.
And also looking at Braylee Crossman's average has shot up 2 points to 5 points a game in the last couple of games that we've seen.
Yeah, Marissa Arnold's average has gone up as of recent, too, though she is not playing tonight.
Mitchell drains a 3, and I think that we should probably mention a couple of players that are not on the roster tonight. Olivia Shippen.
They're on the roster still, but they're just not.
Not on the.
We've not kicked them off.
Not on the roster to be counted for stats. Olivia Shippen is out attending some family matters, I'm guessing.
It's a funeral of a family friend in Idaho, apparently.
Apologize.
And
prayers
certainly, the best to her.
For all them.
And her family.
And then also Marissa Arnold in street clothes tonight. She's going to need surgery, basically, as the coach said, the day after the season. That shot is no good, but the rebound comes, and I think that's a shot clock violation, too. It hit the backboard, but not the rim, and that'll be a 3rd turnover. on Little Bighorn.
So as a result, we've got 3 players wearing non-uniforms here and one that's not here at all.
Bailey Forney, who's out for the season, and Chelsea Drury also not going to play this season either. Crossman underneath, pump fake, left it short, but she's fouled by Darylyn Brightwings. Brightwings will pick up the foul, and to the line goes Braylee Crossman. Braylee, by the way, 64% free throw shooter, a team that shoots 67 on the year. Braylee free throw is good. And she will have another 19-6 Central out in front. 2:34 left to play in the first quarter.
Somebody's told Braley and Riley there's not a men's game, so they won't have a chance to come over to the scores table and try to pilcher food
Swipe
or
candy.
snacks. And yep.
Second free throw good, 20-16. Jeffers down the lane. She'll be fouled. And the way Crane Buell retracted her arms leads me to believe she is the guilty party, and she is. Megan will pick up her first. At the line goes Denazia Jeffers. She is a 63% free throw shooter. Has hit 27 three-pointers this year as she hits that first one. Her game high was 24 in that Williston State game. They won 69-67, and between her and Birding Ground, they scored 56 points. The two of them did. That free throw no good by Jeffers. Rebound by Crossman. Braley gives it up to Blazer. Ball knocked out of bounds by Jeffers. Again, our email, you can shoot us an email at radio@cwc.edu.
This is the type of deal where you hear one from the Mitchell family normally, but we won't tonight because they're across the way.
Nice pass underneath. Tarawa with the left hand missed it. She will battle for, though, and get her own rebound, and then C-Dub will reset. Crane Buell, left side, high post, Tarawa. Bounce it underneath. Blazer, actually it's Burmester. She'll have it knocked out of her hands, out of bounds. 2:03 left to play in quarter number one. 20-7 Central. Blazer finds Crane Buell baseline. Up top to Crosman. Now back over to left side Blazer. Baseline Burmester. Riley cross courts it to Crane Buell. 10 on the shot clock, and then there's a steal by Burden Ground. Third turnover on Central. Burden Ground's going to go the distance. Nice step through, and she'll lay it off glass and in.
I think if she's left-handed now, she's made a couple of baskets with the left hand, so I'm going to kind of get the check on that here.
Left side, Burmester, 20-9. Jack Nelson will be our halftime guest. Blazer for three, rain it no good, and Burden Ground the rebound. Second rebound for JL. She'll drive through traffic, float for 8. That one doesn't go.
Goes from the right hand, too, that time.
And the rebound by Blazer. Crossman the distance off glass, gonna miss it. And the rebound will be a tie-up as Bright Wings ties up Central, and they will get the arrow. And it will be Little Bighorn basketball with 1:09 left to play in the first period. Jeffers for three, no good. Ball bounces off of Blazer out of bounds. And it will remain a Little Bighorn basketball. Jeffers at the top of the key. Hands it to Burden Ground. 20 on the shot clock, 47 on the game clock. Wyoming Cowboys playing today as well.
By 5 last I checked on them, but that was some time ago.
That ball sailing out of bounds on a three-point attempt by Burden Ground, and it will be Central basketball.
Well, that last pass by Little Bighorn somewhat odd. You've got the player going in front of you that you're just kind of throwing the pass rather than typically you have that person go behind you and you sit sort of typically a moving pick, but
underneath, Crosman batted from behind. She will go to the line.
Yeah, she was the one batted rather than the ball, I think.
Charmaine Hill will pick up her first personal foul. Crossman to the line. Sorry, Joel, 2 for 2 on the day.
I'll try it again here. They've done a good job trying to stay away from fouls at least. They've only got 3 as a team so far. That's one thing I don't think we want to see at all. It's like a 5-on-4 game down the road here.
Second one good. Shot clock expired, 22-9 Central. Jeffers going to power in and bank it off glass.
That's pretty good strength.
ran into Crosman. They're going to press here. Final 15 seconds of the quarter. Up ahead, Burmester finds Cranebuell, almost lost it. Blazer ends up with it. 9 on the shot clock. Right side, back up top. Cranebuell goes down the lane. 4 on the shot clock. Crosman for 3. Good.
That's a tough shot. She was kind of falling away off balance all at the same time.
Crossman with 9 in the first quarter. Central with a 25-11 advantage.
Type of game Crossman could be your leading scorer in.
25-11, Central out in front after the first 10. Back for the second period after this. You're tuned to Rustler Basketball on 88.1.
If you're a CWC student and tired of paying high gas prices and dealing with traffic, Central has you covered. CWC has made arrangements with WRTA bus lines to offer free rides to and from campus for all CWC students during the fall and spring semesters. Just show your student ID and either get on or off at the college and you're good to go. Visit WRTAbuslines.com for schedule information or pick up a paper copy at the Student Information Desk. Central Wyoming College and WRTA. What's better than getting money for college? Well, it's getting money for college that you don't have to pay back. The scholarship opportunity for next year is now open online at cwc.edu/scholarships. Get your share of over $1 million worth of scholarships to attend Central Wyoming College. Scholarships can be based on your grades and cool stuff you've done, or how bad you need the money. Maybe just who you are, or maybe because of what you're going to be when you grow up. If you get started now, you can submit a great application and get your money for college now. Click Start Here online at cwc.edu/scholarships. Start now. It's that easy.
Came out of the timeout rather quickly, and Central got 4 shots. They made 1. Zay Roberts into the ball game gets her first after she got about 3 rebounds, and now another one.
Kind of like tetherball there for a moment.
Burmester had an opportunity at a rebound. Cranebuell for 17, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Burdenground. Step through, missed by Burdenground. Crossman gathering the rebound. It'll be a tie-up. It'll be Little Bighorn basketball.
I think we got an overrule. I think it's going to be a foul called. Yeah, the second official stepped in and called the personal foul.
Burdenground will pick up the foul. So take off the CWC turnover. 27-11. Central. Minute gone by in the second period. This game was to get underway at 2 o'clock today.
Pacific time.
Zay Roberts came clear out of her shoe.
That's one heck of a fake when you can do that.
And then she shoots it off the side of the backboard, unfortunately, and out of bounds it goes.
Well, they're off balance after, you lose your shoe as part of that.
Got to take a minute for Zay to tie the kicks back up, and we're back at it. Wyoming Cowboys victorious today, 89-75. Former Rustler Hayden Dalton, the double-double, 22 points, 10 rebounds as they defeated San Jose today.
The team that took him to overtime, remember, early in the year at San Jose.
Well, missed rebound by Cranebuell. Out left side, Blazer steps into a 3. That one's no good, but Blazer will get the rebound. And Cranebuell, another baseline jumper is good. 6 points for Megan Cranebuell. 29-11 Central out in front. Mountain Sheep to Jeffers. We're going to see our Park City product. Shelby Brandstetter in next dead ball. Burdenground throws it in traffic. It's lost.
I was kidding her how many Olympic athletes are coming from Park City in the Winter Olympics.
Baseline,
Park City.
Burmester, reverse layup underneath the hoop, and it will be rebounded under there by Mountain Sheep.
Interesting, you're Mountain Sheep and you're playing for the Rams.
That one misses by Burdenground. Taken away, Cranebuell again. Blazers pass is swatted out of there. Up ahead, Burdenground ahead of the pack with a left hand. Missed it.
Well, that's a shot she was making in traffic there. She's wide open and she comes off too hard off the backboard.
Maybe a little fatigue in that factor. There's another steal. This one by Mountain Sheep. She'll take it the distance and finish this one.
We'll see a point guard change for CWC here momentarily as well.
5 turnovers on Central. They still lead by 16 though. 29-13. Mitchell, Faber, and Brandstetter will come in as Cranebuell misses pretty much point blank underneath. Right side, Jeffers throws one up. Nope, but she's fouled.
You know, it's almost got to be good for this team if they can get a trip to the foul line to get yourself some rest when you've only got 5 players.
Blazer, the fouler. It's interesting that Tia Littlelight, who did not make the trip, has not shot a free throw this season on a team that
if she doesn't make any trips, it's going to be difficult.
has only 6 players. As Jeffers, a 63% free throw shooter, misses that one. Well, Bright Wings has only shot 6, and Charmaine Hill has only shot 4 free throws on the year for this team.
And I'm thinking to rest their team. That's why they're not filling the lanes in the free throw lines, either, free throw sides.
Jeffers got 1 of 2. As you hear it snap through the nylon. 29-14, a little mini run by the Rams. The trail still by 15 with 6:55 left. Burmester dribbles in for 15 and buries it. Riley with 4. Her average took a dip as well as she scored 1, 4, and 10 in her last 3 games.
And she's been playing less minutes with that illness as well. So
Jeffers going baseline, shut off by Faber. Bird and ground. Drives through traffic, lay it off glass and in. 6 points for JL Bird and ground.
Does better with the degree of difficulty up a little bit, I think.
Missed the layup a little while ago, but makes that as she knifes through a couple of defenders. Faber across the timeline, gets in a half-court trap. She's stuck. Possession arrow favors Little Bighorn, and that'll be turnover number 6 on Central.
She was triple-teamed over there, which is interesting to see, meaning there's only 2 players covering the other 4. Also means there's nobody on the bench to come out and help either.
Again, the Cowboy men winning 89-75. The ladies from Wyoming leading the Mountain West Division now.
That game is a bit of a surprise this year, I think. Nobody expected to see that. Maybe Wyoming's trying to...
Bird and ground again in difficulty in traffic, makes another one.
Left-handed.
She's got 8. Does Bird and ground. She averages 15, as I mentioned. Faber brings it across the timeline. Jeffers on her defensively. Goes out right side. High post. Brandstetter spins with the left hand. Nice move. Shelby Brandstetter in traffic.
That was a nice move, actually, to counter back.
And shoot it with a left hand on that side as well for Brandstetter. 33-18 Central. 5:20 left to play in the first half. We'll get a media timeout here shortly. As Jeffers has that one knocked away, trying to go to Bird and ground, but Bird and ground will gather it back in. Finds Mountain Sheep. She'll drive down the lane. She'll be tripped and fouled. It will be on the ground, so it will be Central basketball, Rams basketball out of bounds. Burmester the foul. Tarawa is going to check in for Zay Roberts.
I wonder if the Shippen family might even be watching today. Not sure when that, sad event's occurring, but certainly our thoughts are with you guys.
Nobody else is. They haven't emailed, so.
It is for 20.
Sure what kind of service there's in Rigby, Idaho. There was a Rigby, Idaho Olympic athlete, by the way, in a boarding event I was noticing earlier.
The women's resets to 30. Yeah, guys.
Resetting that shot clock back to 30 seconds, not 20.
My guys went NBA on them.
Going to get the ball out at midcourt. Lob to Bird and ground. Back to Jeffers. A laser three-pointer, no good. Brandstetter, a rebound. Faber's going to bring it across the front court line. Stop in the paint. Needs to get out of there. She does. Mitchell for 15, right side. Got it to drop 5 for Amanda Mitchell.
What has been the biggest lead so far?
18, I believe.
So just on the cusp of that at this point.
29-11, I think. Foul on Central is Amanda Mitchell. And a media timeout. Before we go to the media timeout, update you on the Wolverines. Powell 39, Riverton 36. They're heading to the fourth quarter. A rough weekend for the Wolverine boys with some injuries and other stuff going on.
Is this
right
their
now.
last home weekend, I think?
It is.
Boy, what a short home season
Yeah,
they
very
had.
short home season for the Wolverines. We'll take a quick break. Central up 35-18. We'll be back in just a quick moment here on Rustler Radio.
Sponsorship of Rustler Basketball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service, and TSA check-in at Riverton is included. More information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
County 10 is Fremont County's online brand and source for news and information in real time, as it is happening. Connecting our community like never before, County 10 is proud to support Central Wyoming College and Rustler Athletics. County 10, connecting our community. It's always on at county10.com.
Your home for Rustler basketball is 88.1 KCWC FM, Riverton.
4:38 left to play here in the first half. 35-18. Jeffers, a little better arch that time. Dish pans out, however.
Well, they like that play out of an inbounds underneath their basket, don't they?
Right wing's got the offensive rebound. Yeah, they've run that a number of times already. Birding ground at the top for two. No good. Mitchell, the rebound on the clang. 35-18 Central. Driving Tarawa missed the bunny, and she'll gather her own rebound in, however, and reload. Mitchell at the top for three is good. Amanda Mitchell with 8. And it's now a 20-point Central lead, their biggest of the afternoon. Inside of 4 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Bourbon ground, right side down the lane. Got it to bounce off glass. She's got 10.
Right-handed that time. A little late to get that stat going, but I would have.
Ambidextrous.
So you can also use both hands.
That's true. Brandstetter almost walked with it. Looking, finds it over to Mitchell. She'll go down low to Tarawa. Back to the basket, spins with the right hand, missed it. Rebound, though, comes Brandstetter. And are they going to call Brandstetter for a foul?
Well, that was a nice aggressive offensive move as I tried to combine the two words there momentarily.
Wow, they're going to give the foul to Brandstetter. I thought she had a great move as well. So Brandstetter will pick up her first personal foul.
She's getting, praise from her coach over that play, in fact.
Yeah, and I think
praising her, too.
Heard Ken at one point say, "You've got to be kidding me" on the foul call.
I was talking about our broadcast. But
well, there is that. As Burden ground from 15, no good. Mitchell gloves the rebound, and then another foul, this one on Little Bighorn, I do believe. And it's going to be on Jeffers, and that will be her first. Officiating crew out of Billings had apparently not been made aware of the time change of the game.
Did you ask them to bring anything down from the Shield store up there, by the way?
I asked them if they could bring the team from Little Bighorn down with them when they came, actually. Into the paint, Tarawa, kick it up top. Mitchell, another three on the way. Good.
Now she could be the high scorer in this game.
She's got 11 on the strength of 3 3-pointers.
By the time I mention all 10 players, I'm going to get it correct, I think.
Her career high is 18. Her season high is 16. Burden ground, falling away. Shot no good. Nice rebound and angle by Mountain Sheep underneath to get the board and the bucket.
Put the old reverb to your hoop mic there.
Underneath, Brandstetter misses. Burmester the rebound. That's going to be on Bright Wings. He said red 21, and neither team are close to red. And it will be Central basketball out of bounds and underneath their own window. Tarawa from 10 left it short, got her own rebound. That one's a little better, and she'll put it in. Tarawa has 9. You know, she could be the leading scorer.
I'm thinking that's possible.
21-point Central lead, 43
to the punch.
22. They're pulling away. They lead by with 2 minutes left to go. They have a pretty comfortable lead. Brandstetter knocking that ball out of bounds. Will stay Rams basketball with 13 on the shot clock.
You know, this is the first game they've played since Coach Schwartz has announced to the team that he is leaving, retiring after this season.
Mentioned that in the Rustler report and the pregame show, and the turnover on the Rams to be their 5th of the ball game. Retired once from Western Wyoming, and then spent a half a year at Gillette, and then
as an assistant.
2 years here, as an assistant. A foul from behind, going to be whistled on Mountain Sheep. That will be her first personal. Career spanning 5 decades, and I think 600 and some wins. I think I'll have to ask him how many there have been. There have been a bundle over 5 decades. Ball turned over by Central. Jeffers into the corner, dribbles it off the foot of Burmester, and it will stay out of bounds. Also, assistant Micah Pinner, she was going to be the one to take the program over, they had hoped, but she's going to go on to law school, grad school, she said, so she will not be there, and Bird and Ground gets one to go off glass. She's got 12.
And that's probably part of the announcement, too, I'm guessing, so.
Steele, Jeffers, layup, nope, but foul on Mitchell, and that'll be the 8th turnover on Central. And Amanda Mitchell will pick up her 2nd personal foul. 90 seconds left to play in the first half. 43-24, Jeffers at the line.
The score is almost exactly half of what the final score was the first time they played.
Second free throw by Jeffers, no good. She is 50% on the day. Misses the first and makes the second.
I would think, too, if you're a team that's only got 5 players, you're going to be tired. That is going to affect your free throw shooting, really, as well as your regular shooting, too, for that matter.
Right. 43-24 now. Minute 25 left in the first half as Faber comes. We'll chat with Jack Nelson, our men's head coach, coming up. They lost a tough one to Casper, in which they lost Marquise White for a week or two, as well as he's under concussion protocol with 4 stitches in his noggin.
That makes that Miles City game all that more dangerous, too, I think, because, CWC, when they hit the threes, and he's a key component of the three-point shooting, they're awfully tough to beat.
Okay, spot's good. We got 2.
Faber at the line, free throw good. Mariah, by the way, let me tell you about her free throw shooting on the season. Mariah, 15 of 17 on the year. That's 88%.
I think it's still amazing. She is listed at 5'5", and she led her high school team in rebounding her senior year. Actually had a 30-point game at Midwest her senior year as well.
Jeffers bounces baseline. Hill's 15-foot shot, not even close, out of bounds, and it will stay.
Well, I thought for sure it must have been partially blocked to be off to that extent.
Less than a minute to play.
Must have been the wind, like at the Olympics.
Might have been. So there's been some pretty good wins going on there.
Well, there was one event they should have canceled, those poor gals in that one boarding event.
Tarawa snaps the cords from 17. Nice stop and pop for Polani. She's got 11 now.
Huh.
I know. JL Birding Ground has 12, though. She leads all scorers. She's got the basketball now as she'll go down to the left-hand side. No good. Rebound, though, by Hill. She'll turn around from 8. That's no good, and Burmester comes away with a rebound, and they'll call it jump ball, and it'll be CWC basketball.
So what that will do basically is which team will get it first for the second half as much as anything.
And right now the arrow will favor the Rams as the shot clock and game clock within a tenth of a second of each other. Burmester running down underneath, left hand as she got her right hand taken away, fires it up with the left hand, got it to go and won.
And we've always wondered how difficult it is throwing those good jump balls, at the start of a game. And now you really don't get much practice as an official to do it because that is the only jump ball you will have in that game, unless it goes to overtime.
So do you not waste much time practicing it then because you're only going to get one, or do you practice that much more because you want that one to be good?
And then you see people miss jumping it all the time as well because they only do it once in a blue moon.
Burmester got the free throw. Central's got him doubled up, 50-25. 10 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. Bird and Ground drives down the lane, fires it off glass, and that is good.
She could be the leading scorer for that team, I think.
She has 14, 8 from Mountain Sheep and 5 from Jeffers, and that is their scoring. We just did their scoring summary for the first half. 50-27, Central is out in front at the intermission here at women's basketball from Central Wyoming College. Stay with us. We'll take a look at the first half stats. We'll also have a look at some other scores, and we'll chat with our men's basketball coach, Jack Nelson. We'll do that here next. This is Rustler Basketball on 88.1.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Media coverage of Rustler Athletics is sponsored in part by Wyoming Wireless, providing smartphones, mobile devices, and wireless service. They are a Verizon authorized retailer. Product brands include Apple, Motorola, Samsung, and more. With 18 locations across Wyoming, including 2 in Riverton, one on Main Street in downtown and the other on North Federal Boulevard. They also have locations in Lander and Thermopolis and online at wyowireless.com. Support of the sports broadcasts on the radio comes from the restaurants of the Wind River Casino, offering a weekend buffet. The Thursday through Saturday buffet is from 9 until noon with something for everyone. Sunday brunch is all about breakfast and goes from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a Sunday dinner buffet from 3 to 7. The buffet at the Buffalo Restaurant inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, just south of Riverton on Highway 789. See more online at windriverhotelandcasino.com.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bach Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bach Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bachmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
Back at the intermission, Central out in front, and typically this would be your third base sports bar halftime show, but today's halftime sponsor is the Clean Edge of Riverton.
The halftime show on Rustler Basketball is brought to you by The Clean Edge, offering commercial janitorial services along with residential and office cleaning. They work with your flexible schedule and provide custom cleaning plans, locally owned, bonded, and insured. They can even do move-in or move-out cleaning, construction, and event cleanup. Call Scott Burleson in The Clean Edge, 307-258-5343. That's 258-5343.
It is halftime. Central out in front, 50-27. Let's give you a real quick scoring summary for Central. They get 11 each from Amanda Mitchell and Palani Tirawa, 9 from Braylee Crossman, 6 from Megan Cranebuell, 7 points Riley Burmester, and then 2 points apiece out of Faber, Roberts, and Brandstetter. 50-27 they lead. Central out rebounding Little Bighorn 33-14 in that first half. Speaking of 14, that's how many points J.L. Burdenground had. She had 14 with 3 rebounds. Feather Mountain Sheep had 8. Denazia Jeffers had 5. And that's the scoring summary for Little Bighorn. Leading the way, rebounding, Tarawa and Cranebuell 5 apiece. Zay Roberts had 4 in her minutes in the first half. Central with 8 turnovers, Little Bighorn with 5. Central shooting 48% from the field, 63% from three-point land, as the Little Bighorn Rams shooting 31% from the field. They did not make a three-pointer in several attempts that they would shoot. 0 for 7, in fact. Central 5 of 8 three-point shooting in the first half of basketball. As we shift gears now in our halftime show, let's talk with our head coach, Jack Nelson. One score I'll throw out there to you right now. Northwest is leading Casper. That one is 24-17 midway through the first half of basketball, which you may already know from sitting across the way without a game today on your docket.
I have not followed much of the scores. I've been I checked in on the Western Nebraska Otero one. They're early on, and their cameraman has not shown the score yet, so I've just been able to watch the game a little bit. But
their cameraman has improved. He used to just have the camera at one side of the court, the offensive side for Western Nebraska, and that's been something to watch, let me tell you.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised to hear that Northwest is leading. They're a good team, and they're really tough at home, especially.
Well, there's minefields all over Region 9 North, really.
Yeah, it's not an easy conference to compete in, but to me it makes it more fun and more exciting. As long as you're on the winning side, I guess.
And even stronger next year with some changes.
Yeah, absolutely. With the changes next year, losing Miles and Little Bighorn and adding LCCC in Eastern Wyoming, it is kind of go back to that all Wyoming conference, and I think that'll be kind of neat. And travel-wise, I like it, but like you said, you're adding 2 more opponents that are pretty tough.
Looking at the Casper game, let's go back to that a little bit. And rough on 2 counts, A, to get the loss, and then B, to come out a little more damaged than you went into that with Marquise out now for a little while. Talk about that for just a little bit, the last time you were on the court Wednesday night.
Yeah, I don't know if it was an emotional letdown or I don't know what happened, but I didn't feel like we played with a great amount of intensity and a great amount of focus, and especially on the defensive end. For a little over a month now, I don't think we'd given up more than 78 points, and to give up whatever it was, 97 and 57 in the second half.
57 in the second half, exactly.
That right there tells you that. I mean, Casper's good and they're talented, but I wasn't very pleased with how we guarded, and hopefully these last couple of days in practice, we've taken steps to remedy that.
So Marquise, concussion protocol, will not play Monday, I'm guessing. So
no, he'll be out Monday. He said he felt a lot better today at practice than he did yesterday. It's one of those tricky things. It's touch and go, but as soon as he starts to feel better, then he can kind of enter that protocol. And then it takes a few days to get through it, but hopefully he can be good to go for next Saturday.
And I saw Jamison with some ice on his knee yesterday, so hopefully that's nothing serious.
Yeah, he tweaked his knee pretty good in practice yesterday, pretty sore, to the point where it was tough for Adam, our trainer, to evaluate him. He looked at him, at the start of this game and thinks it's just a sprain, but he didn't practice today, and he will not be a full participant tomorrow. So we'll see if we get him back for Monday or not.
10-8, Otero leading 5 minutes into the contest at Western, by the way. So,
well, talking about Miles City, there's one of those dangerous games right there. Their record doesn't jump out at you, but they can be dangerous.
Well, I mean, since we went up there and really got after them, they've played significantly better. They lost to Gillette by 4. They beat Casper. They beat Northwest. Both of those on the road. So I mean, they're playing much better than they were earlier in the year, and they're playing much faster and much more aggressively offensively. And they kind of had that look that I was talking about that we had on Wednesday against Casper when we played them. I told my guys today in practice, we beat them by 30 plus up there, but I don't know that we're 30 points better than them on a normal day. So I mean, we're going to have to come out and really play well and compete on Monday to get a win.
I have a question, and that is, say Otero and Western Nebraska tie. What is the tiebreaker? Do you know there? Is it closest miles to Riverton?
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. No, I do not think that is it. I'm trying to think back to last year because we were, kind of in a race down the stretch with Gillette and thinking about that. I think first it goes head-to-head, which if Western wins today, then they'll split. And then I think it goes your record against the next, the highest-ranked common opponent next. So they would go down the list to, since they'll be 1-2, they would go to the third-place team. And, okay, we beat them twice, they beat them twice. All right, you go to the next one.
Right.
We beat them twice, you only beat them once. All right, we have the tiebreak. So,
which bodes well, I guess, for a third place, a tie with Casper, I guess, because the win over Gillette was a good one for your team then in that respect. So
yeah, assuming Gillette wins, they still got
right.
They've got Sheridan today. That's a big one. Curious to see how that one turns out. And there's still a lot. I mean, we're going into the last week of the season here, and there's still a lot to be determined as far as standings and who's going to finish where and who's going to go where for the playoffs.
Anything else to add? 2 home games left, hopefully a third in the play-in game. Chance for people to come watch your basketball squad.
Yeah, I mean,
we've had good crowds, not to interrupt you again, but we've had very good crowds this season, I think. I've
been really pleased with our crowds. I think that we're exciting to watch, sometimes too exciting for my taste, but it bodes well, and I think we're fun to watch, and we've managed to win some games, so I think that helps. But I mean, the crowd has been huge this year. I mean, I know that it's a lot more fun to play in front of a lot of people than nobody.
It's a little different here today, too, because you've got your guys' team, by and large, is here, and they're watching the gals' team probably for the first full game this year because of the way it plays out.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird day. It was tough getting my guys going for practice today because they were disappointed we didn't get to play a game and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you mentioned we're a little bit banged up, so it's okay with me as far as getting some guys rested and whatnot. But we've just got to prepare the best we can. I mean, I told them, we talked about today after practice. Our time together as this team for this year with all of us is is getting very limited. You know, we've only got about 2 guaranteed weeks left together, and after that, all the time is earned. So we got to take advantage of what we got left.
What does it take to get a number retired at CWC? We have one of your players that's lobbying for that.
Well, if it's who I imagined it is.
He's doing PR with one of our boosters across there as we speak.
You know, he's probably done a pretty good job of that. I mean, being towards the top of the leaderboard in multiple different categories, you know, all time and that kind of stuff. But that's definitely not a question that I can answer.
Jack, thanks for coming by. We'll pregame with you. Are you guys practicing at all tomorrow then? Or?
We are going to go tomorrow. I don't typically like to go on Sunday, but with the oddity of having a game on Monday, you know, we took Thursday completely off as kind of our off day. Normally it's Sunday, but we took Thursday off. Went yesterday, went today, and then we'll go quick tomorrow. We won't go very long.
What does Miles City do tomorrow?
They're going to practice here. They're going to practice here. I was kind enough to share our gym with them.
Nice. All right.
Well, Coach, regular Mother Teresa there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. Jack Nelson, the head coach of the CWC Rustler men. Stay with us. This is the Clean Edge halftime show brought to you by the Clean Edge and Scott Burleson. Stay with us as we'll give you the second half of basketball. Central girls leading 50-27 over Little Bighorn Rams.
The halftime show on Rustler basketball is brought to you by The Clean Edge, offering commercial janitorial services along with residential and office cleaning. They work with your flexible schedule and provide custom cleaning plans. Locally owned, bonded, and insured. They can even do move-in or move-out cleaning, construction, and event cleanup. Call Scott Burleson in The Clean Edge, 307-258-5343. That's 258-5343. The name you've trusted for years in Fremont County for flooring and window coverings is now your home for Beauty Rest. Gales Carpet One Riverton now features the Sleep Boutique. Gales features the Beautiful Guarantee on Beauty Rest mattresses and on flooring. If you don't like it, they'll replace it. Downtown Riverton or on Facebook or GalesCarpet1Riverton.com. A proud supporter of student radio at Central Wyoming College, Gales Carpet One. Sponsorship of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by the Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. They're on Main Street in downtown Riverton. They have a full coffee bar menu including lattes, cappuccinos, espressos. They also feature New York bagels and open-faced bagel sandwiches. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery, 303 East Main in downtown Riverton. You can dine in, take out, or pick up. 856-1116. That's 856-1116. A proud Rustler booster sponsor, Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery.
Support of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by Rendezvous Dental of Riverton, providing dental care to patients spanning all ages. Dr. Colton Crane and Dale Sackett combined for over 50 years of dental practice in Fremont County. Appointment and information can be found at rendezvousdental.com.
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with Edward Jones and Mick Pryor. Located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office, providing retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning for financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
Sports on Rustler Radio is brought to you in part by Fremont Therapy Group. They've partnered with Lander and CWC to protect the health of student athletes. For the past 20 years, Fremont Therapy Group has been volunteering their time and resources on the sidelines of local high school sports to help keep student athletes safe and healthy. They also teach classes at Lander Valley High School to help students learn more about the field of athletic training. A proud partner of CWC Athletics is Fremont Therapy Group, Riverton, and Lander. More can be found at FremontTherapyGroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
Your home for Rustler basketball is 88.1 KCWC-FM, Riverton.
Starts with the Rams with the basketball as they go right to left as you watch on
They've
TV.
got the same starting lineup that started the game, by the way.
Left to right as we look at it. The same 5 that rode down together. With the basketball, Bird and ground gives it. Nope, doesn't give it up. It goes down into the paint. Turnaround shot good by Charmaine Hill. So Little Bighorn out of the gate hits a bucket.
Well, it actually worked, but they had missed an assignment there somewhere defensively, and they had a chance for an open shot.
Bird and ground with a steal. 9th turnover. Dish to Jeffers, who is going to rebound. Oh, no, got poked out of there by a Central player. Final score from Riverton High School. Powell has upset Riverton to make it an 0-2 weekend, 50-47.
That's a weekend at home as well.
Yeah, one that they haven't had a lot of at home, and they ended up dropping 2 this weekend, losing to Cody last night, losing to Powell this afternoon.
You know, Prosperity apparently not good because they just moved to number 1 in the rankings this week.
That will be disappearing this week as there's a long shot. Jeffers with 10 on the shot clock, not close. Rebound by Terroir, Braley Crossman, and one. Nice play. Braley slashing through the paint, gets a foul out of Denazia Jeffers, which will be her second personal foul.
One of 3 Lady Rustlers now with 11 points in the game.
Free throw to make it 12 is good by Braley. Braley's season high has been 14 at Western Wyoming, so 2 points away from a career high for the freshman.
Which is the team they will end their season with, you know, here a week from today.
Game that I will be absent from as Crossman steps in and takes the charge. Offensive foul on Feather Mountain Sheep, and I don't think she felt too much like a feather when she ran into Crossman that time, as she was knocked down in the just outside of the arch of the halo of the charge area. Faubert, Crossman, Terroir, Mitchell, and Burmester, the 5 to start the second half for Central. Pass into the paint, Burmester dishes it baseline. Faubert for 8, that goes 9. It's an air ball, and Crossman's going to battle Burning Ground and grab the rebound. Shot by Braley, and then foul underneath. Burmester ends up on her keister. Foul is on Bright Wings.
Yeah, foul they didn't need because Riley was going to shoot it anyhow. She was trying to get the ball out of give and go backside.
Third personal foul on Bright Wings. Crossman for 15, no good. Burmester comes in, cleans up the rebound, but misses.
I just kind of saw it like standing on a pedestal there and said, well, I'll take that. So kind of a Statue of Liberty sort of play.
Mountain Sheep spins down the lane. They'll call it for a travel, and that'll be the 6th turnover of the ball game.
And she might have got lucky with the travel because you also kind of led with her elbow there as well. Could have got the offensive foul call.
Little Bighorn will navigate South Pass and go to Western Wyoming, play on Monday. Mitchell, her 4th 3 on the way. Good. 4th three-pointer of the game for Amanda Mitchell. 14. 2 away from her season high, 4 away from her career high. Burden Ground. Nice pass underneath.
It was telegraphed so much that 2 Rustlers came together there.
They're about to collide, both Burmester and Mitchell, as they both saw that coming. And then Burmester gets tied up by Jeffers, and it will stay Central basketball.
Kind of a quick whistle there. I thought she had pretty much control of the ball.
Burmester, 15-foot line. Goes baseline Polani for a 12-footer, missed it. And the rebound by Mountain Sheep. Burden Ground working on Terroir, 2 of the top scorers in the region playing against each other. Burden Ground shot no good. Rebound tapped into the hands of Crossman. Braley right now 12 points, 7 rebounds as Burmester gets a pass and lays one up underneath.
Give the assist to Faubert on that play.
9 for Riley.
Also a good outlet pass by Crossman to get it up to Faubert.
29-point Central lead, 58-29. Got him doubled up as Jeffers goes down the right side. Runner off glass from about 12 feet out is good. She's made a couple of those here today. Burmester might have traveled with it. No might about it. Referee caught it.
And he was with our broadcast.
Gives it up. Once again, if you're just tuning in, Central up 58-31. Both Riverton teams falling today, the girls and the boys, to Powell as Burden Ground shot from 8 in the paint, no good. Turnaround by Hill.
In fact, the girls had won 3 in a row at home and layout, so it's complete. nothingness this weekend for both teams.
Bird and ground, long three, clangs off the iron. A wild throw by Right Wings. Not close. And the rebound pulled down by Central. Fauber goes into the paint. She'll go to the floor. I can hear her asking for the timeout on the hoop mic, but not given. And the turnover will be the 11th of the game for Central, as Megan Crane-Buell will check in for Riley Burmester.
Unfortunately, no official was standing on the hoop mic.
I couldn't hear us. Couldn't hear the hoop mic. Long three, Jeffers, no good. Crane-Buell snares the carom.
Kind of like that Elon Musk guy that shot that rocket a few days ago.
Did he shoot a car into space, I think, didn't he?
Too bad it wasn't my old Matador.
Jeffers going to be called for her third personal, so her and Bright Wings. That would have been a great car to send up there.
You've heard that term space junk, haven't you?
27-point Central advantage, 58-31, 5:30 left to play in the third quarter. Tarawa dishes to Crane-Buell. Can't get a shot away. She had to do everything she could just to snare the pass. Tarawa, nice quick left-hand move past Charmaine Hill for the bucket. She's got 13.
Apparently this is the basket that you shoot left-handed type layup shots on.
Where's Ali Demir when we need him? He was the king of reverse layups in this gym. Jeffers pushes one up and it went in.
I've not checked on him nearly as much as I wished I had. I've checked on Chris Quayle, of course, up at
Crane-Buell takes a nice pass from Tarawa down the left side. 62-33 Central, 62-33. They lead by 29 again. Inside of 5 minutes left to play in the third.
Demir playing for Drexel.
And then Jeffers just dribbles out of bounds over in that corner.
I thought she was playing at the event center.
Brenna Blazer checks in, and that would be that corner of the gym for sure. Media timeout with 4:48 left to play in the third quarter. Central out in front, 62-33. We'll return after this in just a moment.
Okay, we're ready for the big question. Who needs a flu vaccine? There's a lot riding on the answer to this one.
I know, me.
That's right, you. In fact, almost everyone older than 6 months should get a flu vaccine. Every year, influenza leads to hospitalization, even death in some people. So protect yourself with a vaccine and help keep your family and friends healthy.
It's up to you to fight the flu. A reminder from the Wyoming Department of Health.
As we head down the stretch, we want to thank our sponsors, the Wyoming Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, also YDOT. They are our post-game show, Click It or Ticket.
Most sponsored season we've had, I believe, isn't it?
Yes, and I guess a big reason of that was to fund the trips to the Region 9 tournaments, like Gillette last year and the Sheridan this year in volleyball.
Our trips to Vegas every other weekend.
Well, and we might be going as far as Vegas if it's in Otero, Colorado, by the way, on the men's side. Tarawa to Crane-Buell just inside the three-point line. Missed it. And the rebound pulled down by Mountain Sheep, and then a travel will be the 8th turnover of the ball game on Little Bighorn with 4:29 left in the third quarter.
It's sort of weird. 8th turnover really isn't all that many, considering you're
Central has 11 and leads by 29.
Those stats don't belie the score, do they?
Mitchell trying to keep her hot string from the three-point line. Can't. And a Central foul is going to give the ball to Little Bighorn. That foul is going to be on Crossman, you hear from across the gym. Her second personal. Credit Charmaine Hill with the rebound. Trying to catch a score. They are in a timeout in western Nebraska, but not focusing on the scoreboard.
They had some trouble focusing.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, with Coach Nelson just focusing on one half of the court there for a while.
I was watching a game too where they had the power outage as well.
Got a travel called for the 9th turnover on Little Bighorn.
And I'm not sure what was the reason for the power outage, but as a result, they moved the western bench across the court to the other side. So were the lights better there, and she just still be playing? I don't know.
Tarawa gets rejected by Feather Mountain Sheep. The ball will go out of bounds. Stays Central ball.
I understood we may have made some baskets in the game, but I just never saw them, is what it was.
Tarawa alley-oops the inbound pass and throws it off glass and in. 15.
Nice foot.
Jeffers bounces it baseline to Bright Wings. Up top, Burden Ground. She had 14 at the half, has yet to score here in the first 6.5 minutes of the second half. She'll take one big step, throw it up. No good, but Jeffers is there to get the rebound. And back to Burden Ground. She'll fire a high arcing three that is well short and out of bounds on the air ball.
Over arced and under distanced.
And they will give her back. Central by 31, 64-33, won by 40 as we mentioned in the previous meeting. Crane Buell, baseline, Crossman.
Well, the gals are giving up open shots right now trying to share the ball.
Blazer gets rejected and taken away by Burden Ground. She'll keep it on the bounce herself. Step to the right side, bounce it off glass and in. 16 for JL Burden Ground. Full court pressure out of the Rams. Tarawa guns it up ahead, Crane Buell. Blazer gets it back at the top, gets a pick from Crossman, sets her feet for three, looks good, but rims out. Crossman the rebound, she'll fire it up off glass, no good. Crane Buell is going to be fouled and leveled to the floor out of all of that. Crossman with 8 rebounds. Crane Buell has 6.
I was expecting the ball. She's kind of putting their thing on her ponytail there. The ball came right to her.
Cannot get the first free throw. Megan, 65% free throw shooter. Her season high and career high as a Rustler has been 10. She's got 8. And can't get either free throw, unfortunately. And the rebound will come down to Feather Mountain Sheep. Keeps it on a bounce with 2 minutes left and some change in the third quarter. Ball poked away by Crane Buell and a reach foul on Megan. It's going to be her second personal foul. Second team foul on Central with 2:12 left and a fresh 30-second clock.
By the way, the Miles City women ran off from Western Wyoming College and won that game by about 20.
Burden Ground missed it. It's poked out of there by Mitchell.
Miles Western men, that should be a pretty even game with those two teams, you would think.
Miles will be here on Monday night, a doubleheader, Central and Miles. Ball stolen away by Crossman. It was, and then it wasn't, and then it was again, and Crossman will go the distance and put it off glass.
She had to regather at the start of the play, and then regather at the end as well to make that layup.
66-35. Jeffers throws one up blindly. Crane Buell will get a rebound. Branstetter had a rebound a lot like that, but she got called on a foul earlier.
Well, to give you an idea how this game is going, Coach Schwartz is sitting down.
And reclining.
That doesn't happen a lot.
Crane Buell turned around 6. Good. And Megan has tied her career high. She has 10.
Is that 4 players in double figures now? Or?
That is correct. Jeffers loses it. Mitchell the rebound.
Mitchell the block shot, I think, as well.
Tarawa the distance fouled to the line. Burden Ground will get her second personal foul if it is in fact on JL Burden Ground. It is. And Zay Roberts going to check in after this free throw by Tarawa. Polani with 15 points. That one's good. That'll hit her average now at 16 points. Second one, no good. Got her own rebound, however. Mitchell for baseline 15, no good. Zay, actually it's Tarawa battling for the rebound. Sorry, Zay sitting right next to it. Nice dish to Crossman from Tarawa, and that bucket is good.
What a heck of an effort by Zay if she could have got a 47-foot rebound, though.
Crossman has matched, now tied, tied and now bettered her season high of 14. She's got 16 points. That ball to the ground. That one will be a turnover on the Rams, as Central will get the arrow. Zay Roberts will check in for Polani Tarawa. With 40 seconds left in the third, Central by 36. They lead by more than the Rams have. That's 71-35.
Interesting, we'll have most of this team back next year, but not the coach back, because there's only 2 sophomores that are playing now with Forney hurt for the year.
Crossman to Zay underneath. Right-hand layup is good by Zay Roberts.
I thought you put it up there too hard, and yet it went in rather easily.
Shot clock expired, 20 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Birding ground, long 3, front of the iron, no good. And then a rebound and a foul going to be called as Mountain Sheep got the rebound. And I believe the foul is going to be on Crane Buell. Well, it says her first, but I've got her for 3.
I know there was one I'm positive there was one previously.
But they do adjust that, as it is her third, as that free throw by Mountain Sheep no good. Second one is good, however.
We talked about that, getting the right foul there, but the folks along this press row of this do a really good job, I think.
Yes, they have. Rich guard with a turnover by Central. Get the rest of them here in a minute. Jeffers cannot hit on the buzzer beater, and we have played 3 quarters of basketball. At the end of 3, Central 73, Bighorn 36. Back for the fourth quarter after this.
Do you have any idea what happens to you in a crash? Even when you're driving as low as 30 miles per hour, as the car decelerates, you leave your seat and smash into the windshield. Shockwaves ripple through the brain, instantly damaging cells. Your body is like a pinball bouncing off the dash, roof, and seats. Then your body slams into belted occupants, severely injuring them too. The result could be severe brain or spinal injuries or death. Why would you ever get into a car without putting on a seatbelt?
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Belt up or suffer the pain.
The halftime show on Rustler Basketball is brought to you by The Clean Edge, offering commercial janitorial services along with residential and office cleaning. They work with your flexible schedule and provide custom cleaning plans. Locally owned, bonded, and insured. They can even do move-in or move-out cleaning, construction, and event cleanup. Call Scott Burleson in The Clean Edge, 307-258-5343. That's 258-5343.
Well, they haven't given a score on the Otero Western men's game, but they are trading leads right now as the two teams trading buckets and trading leads in Scotts Bluff. As we are back to the fourth quarter of basketball, bird and ground. Spins to their back to the basket, throws it up with the left hand too hard. Mitchell's going to end up with the rebound.
You know, there's some pretty good junior college sites to check this stuff out, you know, as far as games on the season and standings, etc.
It's gotten better as
that's much better than it was.
Foul on Mountain Sheep. I remember at one point Tim Ray and someone else doing Casper College games had asked us, Vern Tystad and I, who created WyoPreps.com, they said, would you do a Region 9 one? And it's like, we've got our hands full with Wyoming Preps. We don't have any.
Vern wasn't hanging around for Wyo Preps at that time.
Crossman can't get the second one. She'll fight for the rebound, though, and it ends up in the hands of Mountain Sheep. Bird and ground. Baseline. Throws through the lane, and foul is on Amanda Mitchell, her third. And it will be out of bounds on the first foul. Bird and ground.
Iggy's trying to sell tickets to that 400 thing while we're on air.
Front of the iron.
Now he's asking the coach while he's coaching.
Front of the iron, 3, no good. Crossman, another rebound. She has been a beast on the boards today. Braley with 16 points and 9 rebounds, and a foul underneath will send Crane Buell to the line. That foul on Mountain Sheep is her 4th personal foul. They've spread them out pretty well.
Only Brenna Blazer has not scored amongst the players that are here today. He's out there right now.
Crane Buell, free throw, good. Iggy underneath the hoop talking to the official as he walks by.
I doubt they're going to buy 400 tickets.
Second one No good. Ball hits the ground, but it's picked up by Mountain Sheep. Go off glass and throw it on the other side, and Crane Buell will pull down the rebound. 39-point Central lead, 75-36. Blazer will not hoist one. Instead, Mitchell goes right side, Crosman. Baseline, Crane Buell, and a nice steal by Burning Ground, but she can't complete it as she knocks it out of bounds, and it will stay Central ball with 14 seconds left. Lob to Zay. She'll fire it off glass. Missed it. Crosman, though.
That's a nice controlled rebound. Just kind of controlled it right to herself and then brought it down.
Unofficially,
Zay Roberts picks up a basket. Could have been maybe call for an offensive foul, but perhaps some acting there.
I got Crosman with an unofficial double-double, 16 points, 10 rebounds, with 8:20 left to play in the ball game.
Craneview's probably not far from that either, is she?
Ball poked out of there, but a foul on Crosman will get her third personal. Give you a quick summary in that. Crane Buell 11 and 8, Tarawa 16 and 7. And Mitchell has 15 points and 4 rebounds. Lob up top, Burden Ground, 8:10 left. As Faber will check in next dead ball. Burden Ground, nice dish. Barely hanging on to it, but gathering the score is Mountain Sheep. And a timeout, Coach Schwartz. 8:03 remaining in the contest. 77-38 Central running away from Little Bighorn. It's 5:11 in the Mountain West. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle with you on KCWC FM Riverton. Western Nebraska and Otero. Otero with a one-game lead and beat Western Nebraska at Otero, but now they're playing in Scotch Bluff, and Western has a slim lead at the moment from what I gather, but I don't know that from any other. I have no visual proof of that right now.
Well, one thing is at Otero, that is a town I don't think I've ever been to before. And I've been to a lot of places in the West not there, and I don't know if you've been to south of there, but
I have been through Pueblo, but it's an hour and 15 minutes east of Pueblo towards the Kansas-Oklahoma lines. So haven't been there. Crane Buell spin with the right hand. Ball falls out. Faber, though, is going to be pushed to the ground as she gets the rebound. A great job by Mariah down there to get the board.
I think a lot of times a guard can get rebounds because you're not typically blocking out guards. I think Russell Westbrook does that at the NBA level to a point beyond belief. But
Bright Wings has 4 personal fouls.
Uh-oh.
She is the second to 4 personal fouls on this team.
Double uh-oh. And now that to try to ratchet up their defense, trailing like they are.
They might have been fouled by Burden Ground, no call. And the rebound by Bright Wings.
They may petition for the NBA 6-foul rule here shortly.
7:30 remains in the contest, and Burden Ground rips one past Charmaine Hill out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. And we're dead even in turnovers at 12 apiece. Oh, I fibbed to you. They're at halftime, and Otero leads 48-41. That would all but cement the fact that the Region 9 tournament will be in Otero as Zay Roberts gets a dish from Faber and puts it off glass and in. 48-41, Otero leading Western at halftime right now.
And we saw them play last year in the regional tournament. That was quite an event, really. I thought Gillette did a nice job with that last year.
It's a great facility to do that with. Nice play by Mountain Sheep to lean in and kind of English that one into the hole.
There's a lot of coaches from other schools and or assistant coaches, recruiting at that tournament.
79-40, 6:45 left. Almost a steal by Burden Ground. Brandstetter will check in, and she's going to come in for Amanda Mitchell, the sophomore exits. 15 by Mitchell, again, 1 shy of her season high, 3 shy of her career high as a Rustler. Faber near the midcourt stripe, gathers that inbound pass in, and might have walked with it. Zay gets wide open, Brandstetter finds her, and Roberts has 10 points.
That's a nice job by Brandstetter. Player doesn't probably play a lot or score a lot, but rather than looking for her shot there, did a nice entry pass and found the open player, Roberts.
Jeffers for 3. Good. Top of the key. She's got 12 now.
Of course, she's launched quite a number of those threes to get to that one she made there.
Faber driving through traffic. Going to up with a 3-on-2. Mariah steps it back to Blazer for 3. No good. Tried to get the last Rustler on the board, and she doesn't get her done. But
I was hoping she'd make it simply for that reason.
Right. Jeffers the board. 6 minutes left to play. 81-43. She might have traveled with that ball.
Now that's a case where Brandstetter, the foul she didn't got earlier could have been made up for the one she didn't get there.
Bird and ground.
Or there.
Little Kareem Abdul hook shot, no good. Rebound Blazer. Brenner runs in. She'll go with a distance, knock it onto the bottom side of the hoop. And it's taken out of there by the Rams, who promptly throw it away in the backcourt. Faber brings it across the timeline. Coach Schwartz saying, settle some things down out there just a little bit.
Hard to settle it down when I'm getting roughed up constantly.
Well, and on the fourth swipe, there will be a foul called on Birding Ground. That'll be her third. Her fourth. So, Birding Ground, Bright Wings, and Mountain Sheep all with 4 personal fouls apiece. So, we're in danger of one of them exiting this ball game, leaving the Rams with 4 to finish the game.
I'm surprised with the Rams is, still having, timeouts left. Rather, thought maybe they would use them a bit more just to give their team a break with the only, the iron 5 that they're using.
When they said that they were trading leads in that Western Nebraska game, I watched, and Western Nebraska hit like the next 4 or 5 buckets, so I thought they were up, but that just got them back.
Shooting at the wrong hoop.
Just got them back within 7 as they trail Otero 48-41 right now.
You're not buying my theory, I see.
Sheridan College out in front of Gillette College 11-2 in the first quarter of the battle of number 19 versus number 13.
You get the sense Gillette, because they don't play a lot of close games, that hurts them. I think they're probably a great front-running team, and that is that typical lighting that there is in Sheridan, which is somewhat different too. Which, by the way, they did a nice job other than the water dripping on the court for the regional volleyball tournament.
Thunderbirds out in front of the Northwest Trappers 53-47. There's an over and back on Faber, no call at all.
Look at the scoreboard.
I realize that, but you got to call the easy ones, don't you?
Unless it's no control of the ball at that time.
Brandstetter turns around for 6 in the paint.
She
got it
whacked after she made that shot, too.
4 points for Brandstetter. Her high has been 6 as Birding Ground lets a 3 fly and drops it in. Zay gets it. Dish. Right-hand layup. Good. And Zay Roberts a point away from her career high.
She could be the leading scorer, I'm thinking, in this game.
Got 4 more points to go to get there to catch Crosman and Tarawa. 4:40 left. I think we have a media timeout coming. Oh, they decided not to do that? Okay. Birding Ground, no good. Faber, the rebound. She'll be tied up in the backcourt.
She actually ripped it away, so there was never a tie. Then she fell from behind.
And I think that'll be 5 on Birding Ground, and they'll have to play with 4 the remainder.
Think hockey and power play. Wasn't it Alabama earlier this year that finished a game with 3 players in an NCAA game?
I think so.
Avery. I think the coach was saying, can we allow her to play that way? And the officials, I think, is saying, no, we can't. That's just the way it is.
Ken Schwartz asking if the player that fouled out, Birding Ground, she fouls out with 19 points on the day.
I would actually run her into the locker room, have her come out with number 10 and say it's Treasure Gordon.
There you go. Zay Roberts the rebound, and Zay has a new career high after Faber connected on 1 of 2. Zay with 14, that's her new career high.
Goofy thing, too, is you really can't sit on the ball with the numbers because there's a shot clock.
4 minutes left in the contest. Little Bighorn with 4 players on the court now after Birding Ground is fouled out.
And she is their main scorer as well.
Turning, shot, no good. Brandstetter, a rebound, her second of the contest.
Brandstetter just played well in limited minutes here today.
3:45 left. A 2-2 zone employed by the Little Bighorn Rams.
The box and diamond. Box and triangle?
It's just the box, isn't it? Cranebuell from 17, miss on the back of the iron. Bright Wings the rebound.
Triangle and one, there we go.
Hands it to Jeffers, who goes the distance and one as she got bodied up by Faber. Jeffers with 14, looking for 15. Faber the foul, her first. Thunderbirds and Trappers tied now at 56 apiece. They have 15 minutes left to play in that ball game.
Big game is how CWC may show up in the standings, that one.
And for the lead in a conference, Sheridan leading Gillette 18-9 early on in the first half of that basketball game in Sheridan, by the way. Jeffers couldn't get the three-point play. Blazer is on the board. She'll hit a three on the left side angle. And every Lady Rustler has scored in the 91-point effort here today. 3 minutes left to play in the contest. We'll have a short Click It or Ticket post-game show. Once again, we'll be back on the air 5:15 Monday night. Central Wyoming College will be closed on Monday for President's Day, but we'll have basketball later that night. Free throw.
That is interesting that a day with the college being closed that we're having the game. So we're going to click it, ticket, and book it. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. 2:40 left on that missed three, rebounded by Cranebuell. Zay underneath got pushed, but as you said, look at the score.
It's going to affect my prediction of her being the leading scorer.
Charmaine Hill, the rebound. I'm going to go look at something here real quick. Cranebuell a rebound away from a double-double, and Mountain Sheep the bucket. She's got 15. 3 in double figures for Little Bighorn for their 50
I'm just
points.
saying, but we've done this a long time together. That we just...
Shot by Faber for 3. Actually, just a 2, just inside the three-point line, finds Nylon. 93-50. 2 minutes left to play in the contest. Jeffers off glass. Good. 16 for Jeffers. And a timeout, Jernell Kilsnight, the head coach of the Little Bighorn Rams. 93-52 the score. Casper, it appears, will be hosting the Region 9 women. That'll be the same weekend as 3A, 4A state basketball.
And they have simply been the best team, but that does impact that tournament.
And they have beaten the number 1 team on the other side. I think they split with Western Nebraska.
They have. Yep, 1-1.
And so that will be...
Of course, the big thing is they got to get to that point where they end up playing each other, and there are some pitfalls along the way. I think the team we'll see here Monday night, the girls team, is a dangerous team from Miles City.
Yeah, and Northwest, I think, proving they might be in that equation there as well.
I think Miles City may not finish ahead of them, but I think they're kind of a more of a wild card type of team that could beat you. A lot of foreign athletes on that squad.
Out of the timeout, Central basketball, 1:45 left to play. 93-52 Central with a 41-point advantage. Cranebuell. Baseline, Brandstetter. Back up top, Blazer into the paint. Zay, nice move. And that one looked a little bit too hard, perhaps.
She does that, but she still seems to get that touch.
16 points for Zay Roberts, 14 of that here in the second half, adding to her career high. Paul stolen away by Faber. Nice job by the sophomore Faber. She'll bounce it up and have it kicked out of bounds by
She's one of the only
Jeffers.
The only team captain here today because Olivia Shippen is the other team captain. So Faber, the captain and the only one on this squad this day.
Might have traveled again, but she did a little hop. Blazer, baseline. Steps, they left her open. She'll drain it from about 15. Brenna Blazer with 5. Blazers high, by the way, 20 against Little Bighorn the first time around. Mike Yell has just informed us that State Farm will buy free tacos if Central can hit the next 3 points to get that 100-point.
That's probably going to get him at a taco place that's out of business.
3-second violation will be a 15th turnover. That comes out at a weird time in this ball game, but 44 seconds left in a 45-point game. Coach Schwartz. Coach, there's tacos on the line. He's pulled them out to midcourt. He doesn't know about the taco deal from...
I think he's got a special deal with Term Life with Mike, I think. And after 43 years, maybe it's not a bad idea, you know.
8 on the shot clock. Give Jeffers credit. She has not given up. She has played this whole game at that speed. Shot clock violation will be the 13th turnover on Central. We need a steal and a three-pointer to get the free tacos.
I think the fix was on, is what I'm thinking.
13 seconds left at 45-point Central advantage. Click It or Ticket post-game show is coming up. We'll pick our Gatorade player of the game, give you some final stats, and look ahead to Monday night's doubleheader with Miles Community College. Mountain Sheep shot no good. That's the buzzer. And CWC has stopped a 6-game losing skid with a 97-52 victory over the visiting Little Bighorn Rams. And we'll give you some final stats here in just a moment. And thank everybody for tuning in on our broadcast today at 5:25 in the p.m. Your Click It or Ticket postgame show is coming up next. Central victorious 97-52.
I have the tickets. I'm wearing my favorite UW hoodie. The car's gassed up. The game is just a few hours away, and we're ready for some basketball.
Wait a minute. It's snowing outside. We should probably leave earlier.
This winter, when you're leaving for the next game, be prepared. Take it slow. Have an emergency kit. Check your tires, and let someone know where you're headed. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. Download WYDOT's 511 Road and Travel Information app at wyoroad.info. That's WYOROAD.info. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Enough is enough. Do the right thing. Buckle up and save a life.
When you gamble, safety, you bet your life.
Enough is enough. If you drink, don't drive.
Pedestrians don't come with airbags.
Put away your cell phone. Just drive. Enough is enough.
Pedestrians are not hood ornaments.
This is Howard Brown with the Winter Tribal Council Department of Transportation. Enough is enough. Drive safe. Paid for with Tribal Transportation Program safety funds.
Do you have any idea what happens to you in a crash? Even when you're driving as low as 30 miles per hour, as the car decelerates, you leave your seat and smash into the windshield. Shockwaves ripple through the brain, instantly damaging cells. Your body is like a pinball bouncing off the dash, roof, and seats. Then your body slams into belted occupants, severely injuring them too. The result could be severe brain or spinal injuries or death. Why would you ever get into a car without putting on a seatbelt?
This is Cody Beers with WYDOT. Belt up or suffer the pain.
It's time for the Click It or Ticket post-game show. Brought to you by WYDOT, reminding you to buckle your seatbelt. Every ride, every time. Please buckle up.
97-52 our final here on the Click It or Ticket post-game show.